Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all this time you liked me. I gotta tweet this live stream. Live stream, oh my god, it's happening. It's a live stream. Can you believe it? Yes, because you do one every 5 seconds. And it's happening. Oh gosh, turn off the sound. Okay. I just tweeted it, so we should be good to go. So while we're waiting for people to show up, I'll play some uke. So here's what you're in for tonight, y'all. I'm going to procrastinate work because I'm supposed to be editing right now, but I don't want to. So I'm going to play uke, and I'm gonna unpack my suitcase. It's a thrilling night. It's gonna be a really thrilling night. But while you guys are coming in, I will be playing ukulele. I never knew you could have moonlight in your hands till the night I held you. You're my moonlight. I kiss his fingertips as I'm wishing he's on mine. This is love. He's giving me Elvis with some James Dean in his eyes. But his lips on my neck makes me wanna give him my body. I'll be falling by ya, baby, and I just can't stop, 'cause I never knew you could have moonlight in your hands till the night I held you. You're my moonlight. Now, are there any people in here now? Are you guys here? I feel like there's always an awkward moment of like 10 minutes where I'm like waiting for people to come to the live stream and watch. So I figured I'd sing during that moment. But I am going to Snapchat that I'm doing this. Hi all, I'm doing a live stream on my vlog channel. I know it's late, it's like midnight, but if you're awake, come say hi and hang out. Okay, bye. Why did I wave? Who waves on their Snapchat? Live stream, shocker. Corey's here. Corey's home. So what do you guys want to talk about here? I could sing a little bit more while I'm waiting for more queens to come on here. Colina's Queen said, what do you love and hate about Corey? Spelled wrong. Love you. I love you too. What do I love, hate about Corey? I love everything about Corey, and I hate nothing about Corey. I think that if I hate anything about Corey, it's that he's in my brain. Like, and it's weird to have someone on the planet who's literally inside of your brain and knows everything about you. So I don't hate that because I love it, but like it's weird. Like we'll just look at each other, and I'll do the same thing to him. I'll be like, it happened today. We were in the editing room. Corey, do you remember when we were in the editing room and I like looked at you and I knew what you were thinking?
Yeah.
What was that? I can't remember now.
Because she's like, I want to get jeans, and I was like, yeah, where is it? She's like, it's in Gastown. I looked at you and you're like, oh, I think you'll be close by.
Oh yeah.
I was like, you don't even know what I'm thinking. Yes, I do.
So yeah, we got off early from work today, like earlier than usual. And one of our producers was like, oh, I want to go get jeans in Gastown. And Corey just looked at me and I was like, it'll be closed by then. Because I knew that there was a store in Gastown that he would probably want to go to. He didn't even say anything. And this is what he got at the store. But I looked at him and I was like, it'll be closed by then. He's like, how did you know what I was thinking? But that's literally us, like every 5 seconds. Like we know what the other person's thinking at all times. So yeah. Rebecca the Trash, Rebecca Gui said, when are you going to see Joshua? I'm seeing him tomorrow. What? Maddie said, girl, some of us want to sleep because it's 3 a.m. Then go to sleep. You don't have to watch. Let's see. Greedy Evan said, are you still pissed about what happened with MTV a few years ago? I'm not pissed. It's like the nature of the game. I was on an MTV show a few years ago and they lied to me and they said that the show was going to be about being an internet star and like what it's like to live and have a job on the internet. And what they did was they filmed me for 6 months and then they edited together 20 minutes of footage to make me and Josh look like the worst human beings on the planet. Like took pieces of this conversation and put it with this conversation and like all this stuff. And they made us look really bad. And it was really hard when it happened. But now I'm like, I don't care. Like it's off. Anyone who knows us knows that it's not real. So Colleen's Flannel said, favorite thing about Harvey, love you so much. Harvey is my friend who's up in Vancouver shooting a movie, and I actually went to dinner with him tonight and his friends. And my favorite thing about him is his generosity and his sense of humor. Those are my two favorite things. He's the sweetest, like most giving person in the world. Like he will give you his shirt on his back if you say you're cold. Like he's the sweetest, but also he's the funniest person. Like I laugh so hard that my stomach hurts. Like every time I hang out with him, he's so funny. So I love him. Let's see. Everyone wants a hashtag. You guys are obsessed with hashtags. Happy birthday, Amaya. Okay, ask me some juicy questions because I'm gonna start unpacking my suitcase and I want to like have story. Like ask me a question that isn't a yes or no question. Like ask me a question that's like an intense question that I'll have to like tell you a whole story about so that I can tell you a story while I'm unpacking. While you guys are thinking of good ones, I'll sing another song. So let me see, what can I do? I like singing Ari, so I'll find an Ariana song to play. Actually, you guys tell me, tweet me right now and tell me, or you can comment on this video and tell me what Ariana song to sing. Oh no, I need to charge my computer. It's dying. Honeymoon Avenue. Okay, I'll do that. That was the first thing I saw. Honeymoon Avenue. Honeymoon Avenue. My baby coursing like crazy. Is this? Okay, let's see. I haven't sung this one in a while, so. I looked in my rearview mirror and it seemed to make a lot more sense. Ooh, girl, sense. And what's ahead of us, yeah. I'm ready to make that turn before we both crash and burn. That could be the death of us, the death of us, baby. You know how to drive and rain. You decided not to make a change. Why is my E minor so bad? Change, stuck in the same old lane, going the wrong way home. I feel like my heart is stuck in bumper traffic. I'm under pressure 'cause I can't have you the way that I want. Let's just back to the way it was when we were on Honeymoon Avenue, Honeymoon Avenue, baby. Oh my God, guys, it sounds so bad. Honeymoon Avenue, Honeymoon Avenue, baby, goes not crazy. Back to the way it was. Hey, what happened to the butterflies? You're staying down at the stop sign. Why is that yellow light, yellow light? Hey, right when I think that we found it, well, that's when we start running around. Oh, baby, don't worry, but we're still going the baby. You know how to drive me. You decided not to make a change. Stuck in the same old angle. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Sarah Tomlinson said, please tell us more stories about when you were in college. What kind of story? There's so many stories from college. Let me think. I feel like I've told you most of the stories from college. I could tell you, I love that I lost 300 viewers while I was singing. College. I remember there was one, I've kind of told you guys this before. I know I've told some of you this before, but there was a guy that like, who was my best friend, like, he was my best friend for a while, and he started to like me, and then I kind of liked him, but like I couldn't figure it out, and I didn't know what I was thinking or doing, but he liked me, and he started to really like me, but we were still just best friends, like nothing ever came of it, and eventually he like told me he liked me, but I did not like him. I had decided, the typical college drama, and on my birthday, he I will never forget, he was like, I have a present for you, and he was really excited about it, and I was so excited. I love birthdays, I love presents, and I was so excited, and the present he gave me was a song that he wrote for me, and I was like, oh my god, it's so cool, it's so nice. But the song, the lyrics were basically like, thank you for being my friend, but I can't be your friend anymore. On my birthday, this is what he gave me, a song telling me that he could not be my friend anymore. And I was like, you couldn't wait till tomorrow to give me this? Like, you're literally telling me you're not going to be my friend anymore, and you're my best friend on my birthday. So that was pretty crappy. But we ended up like, I called him out on it. I was like, are you seriously telling me that we can't be friends on my birthday? And then I think we were fine after that. But I remember, like, I'll never forget that. It was like, that's like the freaking worst thing you could do to someone on their birthday, is be like, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Let's see. Oh my god, Amanda knows what it is. I want to thank you, Colleen, for being my best friend. I feel so sorry for anyone who was a part of my life in the past, because I air out all my dirty laundry on the internet now. So like, if you have ever, like, anyone who's ever been a part of my life, I'm gonna get my charger right now. Anyone who's ever like dated me or been my friend or screwed me over or anything, like, all of that tea is all over the internet now. Like, at first I tried to like be more subtle about it, but now I just like tell you guys everything. So if like that guy ever watched my videos, he'd be so pissed that I just told you that story. I'm so embarrassed. But I never say his name, so it's not that bad. Do we have any other funny stories from college? I don't know. College. I used to go to Del Taco every night at 2 in the morning with my friend Caleb, who was getting married this year, which is crazy. Tell some of your ghost stories. I've told you all of them, I think. I don't have that many ghost stories. In college, I've told this like twice in Colleen's Corner, but like, I came home from hanging out with my friend, and there was like a ghost or a demon or something in my bunk bed. Like, I slept on the bottom bunk and my roommate slept on the top bunk, and I got home at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be really quiet, because when I opened the door, I saw my roommate asleep in her bed, and like her long curly hair was like draped over the bed, and I was like, oh my god, I need to be quiet. So I was like, got ready for bed, brushed my teeth, but I just felt like there was something off in the room. And so then I got into bed, and I could hear her breathing really loud in her sleep. And I was like, Amanda, are you okay? And like the breathing got louder and louder and louder, and it started really deep, like like that, like really, I can't do it, but it sounded deep like a man. It didn't sound like a girl anymore. And I was like, Amanda, are you okay? And she wasn't responding to me. She's just breathing heavy. And so then I started to like pray, like, oh my gosh, if there's any demons or anything bad in this room, get it out. Like, I just felt like there's something bad in there. And And then all of a sudden my door, like the doorknob started to open. It's like 4 in the morning at this point. The doorknob starts to open and in walks my roommate. And I was like, Amanda, what are you doing here? You are asleep in your bed. You're asleep in your bed. She's like, no, I'm not. I just got home. Sorry, did I wake you up? I was like, no, you're in your bed. You're in your bed. And I started crying. I was like, I saw you in your bed. She's like, Colleen, I have not been home all night. I got on my bunk bed, look on the top bunk. The sheets are completely pulled back. There's no pillows. There's no nothing up there. The sheets are just like completely all the way to the wall. There's no one up there. But when I came home that night, I saw a person in the bed with the hair draped over the side of the bed. That was the creepiest thing that ever happened to me. The next night, the same thing happened to my roommate. I walked home and I walked in the room at like 4 in the morning and she was like, no, you're in your bed. You're in your bed. I saw you in your bed. So then we like prayed over the room and like we had to call like the RAs and like it was like very, very, very scary. So that's like my scariest story. But I've told you guys that one a couple of times. I'm trying to think of other ones that I have. I don't even know. I feel like I have a lot. Rama Engelkens. Oh, it's Joshua. Hello, Joshua. I'm doing a live stream. I'm gonna say hi here. I'll put you on speaker.
What?
You're on speaker.
Hi, live stream. It's me, Joshua.
Yeah, you're in my phone. Like I've saved, for some reason, every time I get a new phone, I've saved you as something different. And now, like, I updated my phone, and now it, like, has saved you as everything I've ever saved you as. So when you call me, it says hubby or fiance or Josh. Look, hubby or fiance.
Well, guess what?
What?
I'm all of the above.
You're not my fiance.
Right? Well, I mean, it's all perception. Boyfriend, fiance, person that you're in love with. Right?
Yeah. Whatever floats your boat.
Well, your wife's in my phone.
Well, I'm doing a live stream. Can I call you in a little bit?
I don't want you to go yet.
Okay.
I just got into the room, and I know you're busy, but, like, I'm about to, like, go. I haven't eaten anything since the show, and I'm starving. I just wanted to say hi before I go do that.
Well, hello. I love you.
So you're gonna live stream for how long?
Just a little bit. I'm gonna like unpack my suitcases and just gossip with the kids on the interwebs.
Are you gonna make some room in your bed for me?
If you're lucky.
It's not that I'm lucky. I'm your husband, so there should be some room in the bed for when I get there tomorrow.
We'll see.
What do you mean we'll see?
I don't know. We'll see.
What does that even mean? I'm your husband. There should be room.
I know, but there's like blankets, and I have to make room for like my ukulele. You know.
You truly know how to lift your husband up.
Just kidding. Come on. Come on.
It's so funny. I'm tackling. Wait, maybe later.
Okay. Well, I love you.
Okay. So if I call you after I had something to eat, will you pick up?
Sí, señor. Call me.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty. I love you.
Love you too. They're divorced. Anyway, what? Oh, questions. So, I keep seeing this question. Rama Dingle Queen said, where's your best friend Courtney that used to be in your vlogs all the time? I was watching your old vlogs the other day. So for you veterans who've been watching my vlogs for forever, you've probably seen people kind of come and go out of my life. Courtney, I've known Courtney since I was like 13, 14. I don't know how many of you remember her. I was in her wedding. She's awesome. We were best friends for a really long time. We were like sisters, but we just kind of grew apart, like, and nothing bad. Like, it just, like, she lives really far away from me. First of all, she lives like an hour and a half away from me, but she also like has kids, and she just lives a totally different lifestyle than I do. And so it just, you know, she was so busy because she has babies and she's a stay-at-home mom, and like to drive all the way out to me was like not really realistic. And I have such a crazy hectic schedule. Me to drive out to her was not really realistic. And we just are so different. Like when you guys will see, like once you grow up and you become an adult and you become who you are, like you become a new person. And sometimes it's like not the same as you were before, and nothing bad ever happened. We're just like totally different people. So we text the other day and we're just like, hey, I hope you're doing well. Like there's nothing bad. We just kind of grew apart. And I still love her dearly. She'll always be like my sister and like be my family, and I love her to death, but we just don't see each other anymore. So that just kind of happens sometimes. Let's see. It's hard. Like once you become an adult, it's like you have to pick what road you're going to take. Like you either choose your career, or you choose your friends, or you choose a family, or you choose babies, or you choose travel. Like you choose what you kind of want to do. And I've chosen career and the family that I have. But I'm not ready to like start a family yet. And a lot of my friends who are my age, because I'm very old, I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm very old. A lot of my friends who are my age have babies. And once you have babies, like they become your whole life. Like babies are your world, and it's all you can talk about, and it's all you can think about, and it is everything about you, and it is everything. And when you don't have a baby, your life is about you and where your career is going and your family and your friends. And so it's hard to like relate to people closely who are like going through that in their life. Like, and some people I've been able to do that with, like Christina, you guys know Teeny, she's got kids and we still are best friends and have so much in common, but she was never that type of a mom. Like a lot of my friends who became moms were like just mom all the time. Well, you don't know what it's like to have a baby. And it's just like, they couldn't talk about anything else. And, Christina wasn't like that. She still was just Christina. She's like one of the only people I've met who had a baby, and it like she still was Christina. Like she didn't turn into a new version of herself, which there's nothing wrong with that. You had a baby, like that's life changing. But when you don't have a baby, it's hard to like relate to someone who has one. So like, I don't know, that I've just grown apart from friends who started having babies. And you know what, probably what will happen is once I start having babies, maybe I'll go back in those people's lives because I'll be like, oh, now I know what you guys were talking about this whole time, like babies. But I also can't imagine that I would change that much once I have a baby. Van Kupur said, most awkward moment with Josh or Corey. Most awkward moment with Josh. I don't get awkward very easily. Like I can't even think of like an awkward moment that I've had with Corey because I don't feel awkward around him. Like I feel like in order to have an awkward moment with someone, you have to be able to be awkward around them. But like I would never get embarrassed around Corey or feel awkward around Corey or Josh. So I don't really have one. Can you think of an awkward moment we've had together? Yeah, like we don't have one. I know, like we've literally like pooped in front of each other practically. So like there's nothing that could be awkward. Sarah Swagambos said, what is your worst bullied experience? I'm going to start unpacking for this one because I feel like this one could be a hefty story. I don't know. I feel like, first of all, I will say that I feel like everyone gets bullied. Some people get bullied worse than others. But I do feel like everybody goes through their fair share of bullying. And I feel like I went through it a lot in high school, but in high school it wasn't like talked about. Like for me, high school for you guys probably, you know, and nowadays like bullying is talked about constantly. Like it's very, very aware that there's bullying going on. But when I went to school, like it wasn't talked about. Like it was just like, oh yeah, you get bullied. Like it was just a fact. And right, Corey, didn't it feel that way?
What?
Like when we were in high school, it wasn't like, bullying wasn't something people talked about. It was just like a fact. It was like, yes, you get bullied, the end. Like there was no like, bullying needs to stop. Like that never happened. It was just like, you get bullied and it sucks and deal with it. Yeah. Like that's how it was when I went to school. So it didn't feel, I don't know. I got made fun of a lot by boys, like in high school, which might be kind of the reason why I became like so like independent and was like, I'm going to be a single mom and I don't care about love and romance. And that was very much me. And I wanted to be a single mother. I never wanted to fall in love. I never wanted to get married. Like I was like, I mean, I wanted to feel that stuff, I guess, but like I was openly like, I'm okay being single forever. I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life, all that stuff. Because boys were really, really mean to me in high school. Like, I didn't look like the other girls. Like, I didn't have boobs in high school. I did not blossom until college. And actually, when I came home from college, the first year that I came home from college, everyone thought I got a boob job because I went from an A cup to like a C cup in like 3 months. Like, and I didn't get it when I went to college. Like, I was 17 when I got boobs. So I was made fun of a lot in high school for that. And I didn't dress like the other kids, and I didn't like, I was just kind of weird, which is fine. Like, I wasn't that weird. I was just like a theater kid. And boys just made fun of me a lot and made fun of my flat chest or my frizzy hair, my big nose, my awkwardness. Like, I was picked on a lot. I was teased a lot by boys. So girls were mean too, but the girl stuff didn't scar me as much as like the boys stuff. Like, I don't know why, but it just didn't. So boys made fun of me a lot in high school. My worst bullying experience, though, didn't happen until I was an adult. And it was cyberbullying. And it's not even that big of a deal. Like, as a YouTuber, like, my life is like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get bullied because that's what it is. Like, I was bullied today online by a bunch of people calling me a slut, which I talked about my vlog today. So tomorrow you guys will see me talking about it. But I mean, like, there's bullying every day online, but that's like I chose this job, so I know that it's part of it. What bugs me is like, I can handle people being wieners to me, but what bothers me is like, I don't want other kids who are like, I don't want you guys to read the comments about like, oh, Colleen, you have cleavage, so you're a slut. I don't want a girl who has cleavage to be like, oh, am I a slut because I have cleavage? And I don't want, like, when people are like, ew, you're so skinny, it's so gross, eat a burger, you look disgusting. I wouldn't want a girl who has the same body type as me to read that and then think negatively about herself. So that's what kind of bugs me about online bullying. But the worst bullying I've experienced online was actually not from kids. It wasn't from you guys. It wasn't from my audience at all. It was from when I did Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld, which was, by the way, like the best experience ever. He's the nicest man in the whole universe. I'm so grateful for that experience. It was incredible. But when I did that, the show came out and it was like adults. Like, I went on his Facebook page, or it was on Facebook. Like, it was getting spread through Facebook. It wasn't on his Facebook page. It was like, it was getting spread on Facebook that I did the episode with him, with Jerry Seinfeld. And so I was looking at it because it was like going viral on Facebook, and the comments were the meanest things I have ever read in my entire life. Like, the meanest things I've ever read in my life. And I was really hurt by it because it wasn't like it was my fans saying this stuff to me. Like, because that, sometimes I can handle that because I'm like, oh, well, I should probably listen to them because they're my audience. It was like random people, and it was adults. It was like, and also like when it's younger audience saying rude things, you're like, well, they're still learning. They're still children. Like, they're still learning that that's not appropriate and that that's mean, that could hurt someone's feelings. So there's a little bit of forgiveness there. But when it's adults, like grown adults, saying the most horrible things I've ever read in my life about me, like, that was really hard. And especially when it was on something that I was really proud of. I was really proud of that episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I feel like I did a good job in it. I feel like it's really funny. I was proud that Jerry Seinfeld, like, thought I was funny enough to be on it and that he respected me. Like, that was such an incredible experience. And so to have people be so mean about it, like, was heartbreaking because I was so proud of it and I thought I did such a good job. And people were just, this stupid girl, she's not funny at all. This is what's happened. We used to have comedy legends and now we have stupid kids like this who don't know what they're doing, who just make a 5-minute video and blah, blah. And they're just, I mean, they were so mean, calling me the worst names. And that's probably the only time where, like, comments made me like devastated. Like I was sobbing. I was so sad. I was sobbing. But I just couldn't understand why people were so, like, why they were being so mean. And I was like, they don't even know me. They don't, like, they think that I just got lucky, and when really I've been working my butt off my whole life to be a performer and work more hours than anyone I've ever met in my life. But they think it was just handed to me, and there's no way to prove that. It's just what people are going to think. But anyway, that was the hardest bullying I've ever been through. But the cool thing that came from that was that I learned that you guys are amazing, because the one thing that like really lifted my spirits through all that was you guys defended me to like these people who were being awful and mean in the most mature way. It was so cool to see that like the younger audience was the one who was being mature. Like these adults, these middle-aged men and women were being like, I hate this bitch about me, and being so mean about me. And you guys were responding and being like, you weren't being like, I was expecting you guys to attack them, because you guys are very like wonderful and supportive of me, and very like passionate about like supporting me. And so I was nervous you guys were going to be like, how dare you, I hate you, and be rude back. But you surprised me, and all of your comments were like, that's not a nice thing to say about someone. You don't know her, and she actually works really, really hard, and I hope you find happiness today. Like those are the kind of comments I was reading, and I was like, oh my God, like my subscribers are like the sweetest people. And you didn't fight back with hate. You fought back with like love and sweetness. And it was so cool to see. Like that was a really cool moment. So even though I got a lot of hate during that, it was cool that like I also got to see how awesome you guys are. And like, I don't know, that was a cool experience. So anyway, I just talked for a long time. Look at my cute little crop top. What a slut. I'm looking for new questions on Twitter now. Oh my God, I'm so talkative. Let's see. So go ahead and ask me other questions on Twitter right now, because I'm looking for some questions. Someone said, tell us the drunken church story. Arlene said that, but I already told it to you. I did not get drunk in church. I just had alcohol in a church. That's bad news. Loves YD02 said, have you ever unfollowed a fan before? No, I haven't. I've unfollowed people who said they were fans, but then were being really, really mean and horrible to me or a family member. So I was like, well, that's not a fan. If you're being super mean, like that's not a fan. So I've unfollowed a couple of people like that, but not really. Bren Fredrickson said, do you have a favorite episode of Haters Back Off? P.S. I love you so much, and I love meeting you last summer. I love you too. I will follow you. Yes, I do have a favorite episode. I like them all. Like I love them all so much. I can't wait for you guys to see the show. I'm like dying. I want you to see it right now. Like I wish I could show it to you. I would show it to you right now if they let me. I love every single episode. I'm so proud of the show. I think it is so funny and so everything. It is everything. It is all the words that I can use to describe something great. I'm very proud of it. I've never worked harder on anything in my entire life, and I probably never will again, because I can't imagine ever working this hard on anything ever again. My favorite episode right now, and it changes all the time, but my favorite episode right now is the finale, episode 8. I really like it. I think it's just different. Like I worked the hardest on it. I worked harder on that episode than any other episode. And it's, how can I explain it without giving anything away? The final episode will I'm hoping it will surprise people. And it surprised me. Like I really, really like episode 8. Like it's so good. I think you guys will too. I think, here's the thing. I wanted to make a show that like, how can I explain it? Like without, I don't want to give anything away, you know? I don't know. I think you're going to like it. It's a good show. It's very good. It's very, very good. And I worked very hard on it. And I think it's really cool. I think this is what I like about it so much, is that like making this show from the beginning, I said, I don't want to make a show that everyone else is making. When I make this show, I don't care if it gets good. I don't care if it gets good ratings. I don't care if people tell me no one's going to watch it. I just want to make sure I'm making a show that I like and I'm passionate about and I like. Like that's what I just want to, I want to be proud of it. And that's always been my goal with this show. And there's moments here and there where I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit unhappy with that just because there's not enough time to make everything perfect. So there's a few moments in every episode where I'm like, that could be a little bit better, but it's like little perfectionist things like no one would ever notice. Other than that, like I've been really lucky having creative control and stuff, but I did not like follow any rules. Like in this industry, it's like, this is what a comedy is on television. This is what a drama is on television. This is what this kind of, like, there's all these different, like, there's like a stereotype of like what a TV show should be. Like, this is a Modern Family type of comedy, and this is, you know, whatever. And I didn't follow any rules. Like, I just did what I wanted to do. So I think a lot of people won't like it because of that. Like, I think a lot of people will be like, and I probably shouldn't say that, but I think people will be like, whoa, this doesn't follow the rules of like what television is. But I didn't want to do that. Like I wanted to make something that I wanted to make, and that's what I did. And so I'm excited for you guys to see it. I'm excited to see how people respond to it because it's different. It's a really different show. It's really, it doesn't, you guys aren't going to watch it and be like, oh, this looks like this show. Like there's not really anything to compare it to. It's really, it's a weird show, but it's really good. And I'm really excited about it. Not now, iPhone. Not now. My mom is so mad at me because I won't tell her what happens in the season finale. Like she's furious at me. Let's see. I'm trying to clean up my room. I'm very bad at this. Look at these cute little shorts. Okay. One weird story from your childhood. That's from Jay Wolf. One weird story. I feel like I've told a lot of stories, but I'll tell you something that I didn't know was weird, but now I know is weird. I'm like, oh, I guess that was kind of weird. Look at all my stuff, y'all. I got so much stuff in this suitcase. Look, I have the Graveyard Girl palette. Oops, just dropped the brush. How pretty it is. I want to do like a tutorial with it or something. I want to like film with it. Okay. Guys, my suitcase is empty. What was the question? A weird story from my childhood. So I don't know that I have like a weird story. I'm sure I do. But I'll tell you a story about my dad and how he's awesome. I think I've told this story before probably, but whatever. My dad is the coolest person in the world. I love my dad a lot. He's the best. And we didn't have money growing up, like at all, like nothing. And I never knew. And like when I did find out we didn't have money, it wasn't like a thing. It wasn't like we're poor. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, we don't have money. Who cares? Like I didn't care. Like it wasn't ever a thing. My parents didn't talk about it in a negative way. I just didn't know that I was missing out on things. So like it was never like, well, you can't have that because we don't have money. My dad actually like made sure that we always got to do everything everyone else got to do, even though we didn't have money. So for example, like my dad, like we couldn't go to the zoo because the zoo cost money. But my dad didn't want us to miss out on the experience of like going to a zoo. So he would take us to the pound because the pound was free. And we'd go and we'd look at the dogs and the cats and the cages at the pound. And we thought it was great. We got to see animals. We didn't care that it wasn't like tigers. We were excited we got to see animals. He would take us to like a pizza parlor to play with like the arcade games, but we couldn't, like, he didn't want to spend the money on like the actual arcade games. So he would just like tell us, he'd like act out like what was going on, and we'd be pushing buttons, like, oh, now turn right, turn right, turn right. Okay, now get him. Like, and we'd think we were playing, and the screen would be like blinking game over, and we'd be like, we're playing a video game. We didn't even know. And like other things, like we'd go to McDonald's, like we'd want McDonald's, but they're back in my day, back when I was a youngin', they used to have really cool days at McDonald's where they'd have a hamburger day and a cheeseburger day. And I think it was Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And on Tuesdays, the hamburgers were 29 cents. And on Wednesdays, the cheeseburgers were 39 cents. Corey, do you remember that?
No.
You don't remember that? And my dad would go on the hamburger day because it was cheaper. It was only 29 cents a burger. And then he'd buy burgers for each of us and he'd drive them home. And then we'd get cheese from our fridge, like our American cheese slices from the fridge, and put them on and melt them in the microwave so that we could have cheeseburgers because it was cheaper than getting the 39-cent cheeseburgers on Wednesdays. So we did like, my dad was so creative and did a lot of stuff like that. So I never knew that like we didn't have money because my dad was so creative. And we didn't watch movies. We didn't watch TV. We'd make our own movies. We'd make our own TV shows with our video camera. And that's why I think I'm like, love this job so much. I love doing YouTube because it's what I grew up doing. Like we didn't watch movies and TV. We watched the videos that we'd make at home. We'd make like full storylines out of, with our video cameras at home. So yeah. It's not really a weird story from childhood, but it's just like a stories. Becca said, what talk shows do you want to go on when you do press for Haters Back Off? I don't know, that freaks me out. I don't like press, guys. I'm just gonna say it. Once again, that's something that like you're not supposed to say. Here's one thing that I do that you're not supposed to do. Is because I'm like on the internet all the time, I tell you guys things that I probably shouldn't. And like, I don't have like a hardcore publicist who tells me what to say and what not to say. Most people in the Hollywood industry have a human who calls them and says, hey, you shouldn't tweet that, or you shouldn't say this. Don't say this. Don't do this in an interview. Don't say this in an interview. But I'm like, I've literally burped and peed and been so gross all over the internet. Like, what have I got to hide? But I don't think you're supposed to say this, but like, I hate press. I hate doing interviews. I hate doing photo shoots. I hate doing red carpets. I hate it. It's so uncomfortable. So I don't know. I know I'm going to do press for this show, but I don't know. I'm not like really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to promoting the show so that people will watch it. So anything that I can do to make it so that people watch the show, I will do, because I want everyone to see it. Because I really want to do a season 2, because I want to finish telling the story of Miranda, and I just love the cast and I love the crew, and this is like my dream job, and like literally this year all my dreams are coming true, and so I don't want it to end. So I want a lot of people to watch the show so that my dream doesn't have to end, so I can keep doing this forever. But I don't know. I guess I've always wanted to do Ellen. But even that, it's like the thought of like having to figure out what I'm supposed to wear and like having people do my hair and makeup and stuff like that makes me so stressed. Like I'm so stressed right now thinking about it. And like, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to do, like, I don't know what the press situation is going to be. Maybe I'm not even going to do any talk shows. Maybe I'm not going to do press. But I'd love to just meet Ellen, actually. I'd love to like have Angela Kinsey go on Ellen and promote the show, and I just get to go and meet Ellen. That would be my dream. But I did do the Jimmy Fallon show, and he's the nicest guy in the world. So like maybe I'd want to do that just because he was so nice, and I feel like I might be more comfortable around him. But I don't know. I don't really like press. It stresses me out. So hopefully I don't have to do too much. Candace said, are you going to have a premiere? Yes. I don't know any information, though. This is not me withholding information. I literally know no information. Jennifer said, what stop are you most excited to go on tour? So I'm going to New Mexico next week. I'm really excited. I've never done a show in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm going to Denver, Colorado next week, and Salt Lake City next week. And get tickets if you haven't already, mirandasings.com. But then I'm going all over Europe, and going all over England and Germany and Ireland. And I'm going to Copenhagen, and I think that's what I'm most excited about. I'm excited for all of them, but I've heard amazing things about Copenhagen, and I don't know. I just think it looks really pretty, and I've never been, so I'm excited for Germany too, to explore Germany. And I've never done shows in Germany, so I'm nervous the audience is gonna be like, what the heck? I'm looking for a question. Oh my god, my room is so messy, guys. This is a problem. At least I unpacked my suitcase, so there's that. I never knew, I never knew you could have Miguel Angel Ortiz said, will you be putting the first episode of Haters back up on YouTube? No. The show will be on Netflix, and that's it. So if you want to see it, you have to sign up for Netflix. But it's worth it. Trust me, it's so worth it. Because even if you like get a Netflix account and you hate my show and you're like, well, that was a waste of money, I hated Haters Back Off, there are so many other amazing shows to watch on Netflix. It is crazy. Like all the Netflix original series are incredible. And just they have Friends. Like it's worth it even just to get it so you can just watch Friends over and over and over again. So it's totally worth it, in my opinion. Capri Castriota said, weirdest fan experience, weirdest dating experience. So every time someone asks me what my weirdest fan experience is, I always say I don't have one. But then the other day, someone tweeted, Colleen says she's never had a weird fan experience, but she literally broke her toe meeting a fan once. And I forgot about that. I didn't break my toe, but I definitely like severely injured it. I was in San Francisco, I think, or San Jose, or somewhere up in California. And I was doing a meet and greet, and I typically hug everyone who goes to the meet and greets. Now it's like I have to do a side hug because of my shoulder, but typically I'm like, come a hug, and I like freak out over it. So I did that, and this girl like ran for me, like lunged for me, was so excited, and she rammed her foot into my foot like this, and I was wearing Crocs, so I don't even know how this happened. But when she rammed it into me, my toenail on my big toe went and like came off. Like it like ripped off, and my whole toe like jammed in, and it was so painful. I had to be like, I took a picture with her, and then I turned around. I was like, Rachel, I was when my sister Rachel worked with me, and I turned around and I was like, I just need a minute. I need a minute. And I tried to compose myself, took a few more pictures. It was in so much pain, but I was like, no, I'm going to get through this meet and greet. So I kept taking pictures of people. And then I was like, my foot feels so cold. Why does my foot feel cold? And I was like, no, wait, my foot feels wet. Why is my foot wet? And I looked down, and my Croc was full of blood. And so we had to stop the meet and greet. I had to go upstairs in the dressing room. They took off my Croc. It was full of blood. My foot was covered in blood. It was so gross. And then they bandaged it up, and I went down and I finished the meet and greet. So that, I guess, is the weirdest thing that I've ever done with a fan. Weirdest dating experience. Oh my God, I don't know. I've had a lot of weird dates. I did a story time video about a bad date that's going up next week, so you guys will see that one. But weirdest date. I don't know. I feel like I've told you guys all my dating stories. I don't feel like I have anything new to tell you. Izzy said, where did you get your flannel from? Probably Forever 21. Gabby said, what determines if you make a second season of Haters Back Off? What the? Oh no, my computer's freezing. Oh, this is still working. Basically, like, how well it does, you know? Like, it's not my decision. If it were my decision to be like, yeah, we're doing a second season, like, let's film it yesterday, I'd want to film it immediately. But I'd have to write it first. What determines it is how well it does. Like, if people watch it, hopefully if a lot of people watch it, then we'll get a season 2. It also depends on like how people like it. So if we get a bunch of people to watch it, but everyone's like, this is garbage, then we probably won't get a second season. So you guys have to watch it, and you have to enjoy it, and it has to get good reviews, and good ratings. So it's not my decision. But if it was, I'd say let's do season 2. But hopefully, I mean, I'm trying to stay positive. I'm a very pessimistic person naturally, so like, I mean, I'm happy and optimistic, but as far as like how I feel like I've succeeded is by being like, well, this is never going to happen for me, so live this moment to its fullest because tomorrow you're not going to have any of this, and that's helped me like keep succeeding because I like live each day to the fullest with what I'm doing. And that's kind of how I'm dealing with this. I don't assume I'm getting a season 2 because then I'm afraid I won't enjoy this experience with season 1. So I'm like, okay, pretend like you're not getting a season 2 at all, so that season 1 you really do the best job you could ever do, and you really live it to the fullest, and you experience it to the best it can be. But yeah, you guys, people need to watch it. Like that's, I don't know. I guess that's the answer. Like people have to watch the show, and that's how it would get picked up for a season 2. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I hope it gets picked up. I would love that. Hi, can you choose a Polaroid from your wall and tell us the story behind it? That's from Christine Dunker. That's a good one. I'm going to follow you first of all. Okay, let me look at my Polaroids and I'll find one and tell you the story. Let's see. Okay, so this one, I'll do a couple of them. So this one that's me, and that's Eric Stocklin, who plays Miranda's best friend on Haters Back Off, and he's holding a bubble machine. And this was taken at VidCon. There's a bunch of us in my hotel room, like my family and stuff, and we were practicing this bubble machine to make sure it worked, because the next day, I'm pretty sure, yeah, what outfit am I wearing? Yeah. The next morning, we performed on the VidCon stage, and his character used a bubble machine on me, so he was testing it. And VidCon gave creators this Polaroid camera, so Corey took a picture of him practicing the bubble machine with me. And I love this picture because I love this kid. He's the coolest. Eric's a really, really good friend of mine, which I got lucky with, because when you cast a show, you have no idea if you're going to like anyone. So when we cast like Uncle Jim, and when we cast Miranda's mom, and we cast Miranda's best friend, I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to like these people, and I'm about to become like their family. And I got along with everyone so well. So Eric is like a really, really close friend of mine, and Angela is the sweetest woman in the world, and Steve is the funniest person in the world. So I got along with everyone great, which is amazing. I'll pick another one for you. Let's see. How about this one's good. This is a picture of just me. Now, anyone who would have a picture of just themselves on the wall, you'd probably look at that and be like, you are so narcissistic. Who does that? But the reason I kept it is because Parker took this picture, and he was like begging to take a picture of me. And so I gave him the Polaroid, and he was like, I want to take a picture of you, Auntie Panties. And he took it. But like, if like you are me, he like pointed the Polaroid like this. And so I had to like lean in and like barely made it. And so I kept it because it's like a good memory. Let's see, I'll do one more. It's 4th of July. This one was at Parker's birthday party up in Canada. This is Jacob, and this is Bailey. And Jacob and Bailey. Parker's birthday party was like ending, and everyone was leaving, and it was pouring rain, like crazy pouring rain. And I was like, let's go on a hike. And so we all got dressed up in raincoats and whatever, and went on a hike in the pouring rain. And I've never done that before, and it was really, really fun, fun memory. So, oh wait, that's Swimble's hair. So anyway, that's some of my Polaroids. Okay, I'm only gonna answer 2 more questions, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Jaden said, what's something you didn't expect when you started YouTube? All of this. When I started YouTube, I never thought anyone would watch my videos. I never thought it would become my job. I never, like anything. I never expected any of this at all. I think the only thing I didn't expect anything when I started. Like I literally expected nothing when I started YouTube. I was just being a goober. And it's crazy that it's gotten to be what it is. Let's see. Oh my God, it smells like coffee in my apartment right now. It smells so good. I love the smell of coffee. Most of your comments right now are like, come to Australia, come to this place. Victoria said, where's your nail polish from? Well, right now it's all peeling off. It's a lavender color, I'm thinking. I have no idea what it's from, actually. Not a clue. But my favorite nail polishes are Quick Dry from like the drugstore. It's like some 60-second quick dry thing. I love it. And I also love the nail polish at Urban Outfitters a lot. I love that nail polish. What is your Snapchat? It's at Colleen, C-O-L-L-E-E-N. Kaylee Ann said, what is your favorite kind of dessert? Anything chocolate. And in fact, we have chocolate ice cream here, and I'm probably going to hit that up in a minute. Okay, here's a good one. Maybe this will be my final one. Hi, you should go into your contacts and randomly pick a name and tell us a fun story you've had with them. Good idea. So I'll go into my contacts. My mom is so mad that I'm not telling her the ending of the show. Okay, so I'm just gonna slide. Oh, wait. So I've got I'm just gonna slide it, and then who did I land on? I landed on Ryan Higa. Ryan Higa is a YouTuber who's amazing. I've only hung out with him twice. One time was at his house in, I think he says where he lives, but I'm not going to say it just in case he doesn't. But I was at his house, and we were shooting the I Dare You series that he does on his channel with Miranda. And I have to tell you that him and his friends, like him and his crew, are the nicest people in the world. Like, so nice, so embracing, so just amazing. Like, they're the sweetest people probably I've ever met. Like, they're the nicest people ever. So Ryan Higa is real stand-up guy. He's awesome. Okay, I'm gonna do it again because that wasn't really a story. It was just like saying he's nice. Contacts. Okay, I'm gonna slide it, stop. What do we got? I don't even know these people. Patrick, oh, that's the guy I landed on is one of the producers at MTV who like screwed me over. Okay, hold on. Who did I land on? Lee the Leprechaun! So Lee is my tour manager in Europe. So whenever I go overseas, he's my like roadie. And he's this little Irish awesome guy that I love so much. We're really good friends. And a story. I think I have so many stories about Lee. Lee's gonna go on tour with me in August. I'm so excited to see him. I call him a leprechaun because he's Irish. And the first day that I met him, he hated me. Like, he probably would be like, no, I didn't, but he totally did. Because he didn't know what he was getting into. He didn't know Miranda, he didn't know anything, but he was just like our driver. And he came to pick me up, and it was me and Teeny and Rachel. And he picks up, he's like, hi, I'm Lee. And we were all wearing matching onesies. So we already looked like obnoxious. And we pile into the van, and he's like, hi guys, how you doing? And he had like, that was a horrible Irish accent, but he has an Irish accent. And Christina was like, Lee, are you a leprechaun? And he was like, what? And he was like so annoyed, and she just started laughing. I was like, are you a leprechaun? Because you have an Irish accent, so you must be a leprechaun. And we were being so annoying. And he was just like, you're so stupid, you idiot. Like, he thought we were so dumb and annoying, and it made us laugh so much. And we ended up becoming like really, really good friends, and I adore him. And he's lovely. But like, our first experience with him, our first encounter with him, we were just being really obnoxious. But I love Lee. He's the mess. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. I need to go to bed. I have a big day at work tomorrow. But thanks for chatting with me, hanging out late at night. And you're the best. And I'll see you on this channel tomorrow because I'm posting all the time. Bye.